Welcome to Goat Island. I'm your host, the Big Ka Huzzi, and this is your weekly entertainment and history. It's a new month, but still, what's up with series anyways? Since it's a new month, we're going to do things differently. Each month we'll pick one category of series, and from the goats of the category, we'll build our Mount Rushmore. So you don't just have one recommendation for each series type. And for June, the type of series we're starting off with is bingeable sitcoms. Now, Mount Rushy means four goats, and started off, How I Met Your Mother. Legend, wait for it, Dairy. The show that gave us countless lines, metaphors, logic, and traditions used socially every day. The next jump on from Friends, being the true first sitcom of the new millennium. Normally, we give a rating, but with this new approach, we're going to give its placement out of 4, and the first show on our Mount Rushmore of bingeable sitcoms is How I Met Your Mother, placing second overall. This month brings us 3 major shows, though all at the end of the month only, with Marvel's Ironheart coming to Disney Plus on the 24th of June, The Bear Season 4 coming to Hulu on June 25th, and the final season of Squid Games coming to Netflix on the 27th of June. Might be a wait, but definitely worth it. Now, which of these series are we most looking forward to? Well, all 3 of these shows drop within 3 days of each other, so it's not a matter of which we're looking forward to the most. It's more of which are we going to finish watching first. So every week, let's focus on one of these and why it's worth watching. And on the 4th week, just before these all drop, we'll give our suggested watch order. Starting with Ironheart, this marks the official end of Marvel's Phase 5. And we'll have 6 episodes. This show follows the story of Riri Williams, who was first seen in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. And in the comics is the superhero known as Ironheart, because she built herself a suit which was comparable to that of Iron Man. Not really though, but anyway. The first 3 episodes will drop on the 24th of June. Next week, we're talking about the 4th season of The Bear. We often poke fun at how things have changed with TV shows, but this time we're actually just grateful. Because imagine it was still back in the day and you had to unplug the landline just to take 2 hours to print a blurry image, and nowadays you can watch 4K quality shows direct from your phone and cost. Progress. We love it. But enough with the shorts of entertainment. Let's look at the movies. Just like with series, our GOAT movie segment will now switch to a Mount Rushmore type deal, with every week deciding on the faces to go on the mountain for a different type of movie per month. And this month, the type of movie we're checking out is sports movies, since this month is so stacked for sports. I mean, it just makes sense. And the first movie going up on the Mount Rushy of this type of movie is Warrior. Because there's no way that we're looking at sports movies and not including the GOAT MMA movie. Because I'm sorry, Dwayne, I'm sure the Smashing Machine is going to be next level and a great movie. But when it comes to MMA, Warrior is the movie. And it ranks 3rd place overall. Tom Hardy can do no wrong. Now, June leaves much to be desired with a kind of dry release calendar, but we got to give you guys something to watch. So we've got 3 movies this month to see, starting off with the John Wick spin-off, The Ballerina, and I love ballerina, cappuccino, out in cinemas later this week on the 6th of June, because John Wick, world can't suck, right? Next is Deep Cover, an action comedy coming to Prime on the 12th, because it's got Nick Mohammed from Ted Lasso, and he's hilarious. Then we've got the live action How to Train Your Dragon movie on the big screen. Starting screenings June 13th, and this is purely because I want to see how bad this is. Not a very impressive lineup, but if we had to pick which movie we think is going to be the movie of the month, it's got to be The Ballerina No Cappuccino. But hey, we were wrong in May, so check back weekly to see if we fucked up on this one too. Of course, there are movies we really don't need this month, and this week's pick is the live action How to Train Your Dragon, actually. And why? Well, if you've seen the trailer, then you know there's absolutely no difference between Toothless in the animation and in the live action. So why the fuck make it a live action then? But let's stop talking about the end products and go straight to the sources and talk about digital streaming platforms and studios. It's the beginning of the month, which means we're predicting the DSP of the month, and somehow it's Netflix again. With 2 WWE PLEs this month on the streaming platform, plus the final release of their monster success show Squid Games, unless Ironheart is going to end up being the best Marvel project of the year so far, nah, it's going to be Netflix. Between Marvel and DC, studios have their hands full with comic book competition, with both companies holding screen testings for their upcoming July releases, with Fantastic Four First Steps and Superman both debuting in cinemas in July. And for once, it seems as though Marvel and DC are more similar than they are different, with both test screenings receiving quite mixed reviews. But still, one of the many Marvel groups is more anticipated than DC's second most famous Soup. There's really no competition. Speaking about Marvel, the box office titan has decided to buck their tradition of showing up to Comic-Con and giving their yearly presentation. Though this isn't the first time they've skipped out on the Comic-Con Expo, it is the first time this decade they've skipped out for reasons other than external factors. 2020 and 2021 was skipped due to COVID, and 2023 was due to the Hollywood strikes. And with Phase 6 about to kick off in the MCU, it does seem a bit out of character for Marvel. But we'll just have to wait and see if it's the right choice. Now, Disney is the single greatest studio of all time, but we can't act like we just watch Disney content. And keeping this in mind, we're going to do a top 5 of studios and DSPs together, and each month we'll focus on one of these 5, and at the end of the month we'll give the top 5 ranking of the DSP or studio. For June, we're starting off with Sony Pictures, and the first reason this is in our top 5 is the 3 G's. They gave us Ghostbusters, Godzilla, and Grown Ups. Next week, we'll give you another reason why it's undeniably top 5. It's time for history, and history isn't just about dates and battles. It's about egos, spite, drama, and refusing to die when you're clearly supposed to. This week's petty king is none other than Henry VIII, England's messiest monarch and walking red flag in tights. Think breaking up over text is cold? This guy invented ghosting, except his version had actual executions. Now, why is he a top-tier toxic king? He got bored of his first wife, so he made an entire new religion just to divorce her. Like, I'm not Catholic anymore, levels of commitment to this, but married 6 times, cheated most of the time, and still managed to act like he was the victim. Had 2 of his wives beheaded, one of them Anne Boleyn, after accusing her of witchcraft and incest. None of it was true. Every time a woman disappointed him, it ended in divorce, death, or another church scandal. That's not a breakup. That's a historical event. Henry didn't just burn bridges, he torched entire monasteries and rewrote divine law out of pure ego. He was the original. It's not me, it's her and God. This week's Truth Who award goes to The Last Samurai, the movie that said, what if Tom Cruise was the hero of Japanese history? Years where the vibes killed the facts. The character is loosely based on a real French military advisor, but somehow we ended up with a white American Civil War vet finding his soul in Japan like it's a spa retreat. The film acts like these samurai were freedom fighters defending ancient tradition, but in reality, they were elite landowners who hated modernization because it meant losing their power. Also, Tom Cruise shows up, gets kidnapped, trains with the samurai, and then suddenly he's better at their centuries-old martial arts than the people born into it. Yeah, good one. Ever heard of the man who just refused to die? Enter Grigory Rasputin, the Russian mystic who treated death like a suggestion. By the end of his story, it was less assassination and more trial and error murder. Here's how it went down. First, they poisoned him with cyanide. He was supposed to drop dead. Instead, he just sat there, 5 probably asking for tea. So then they shot him in the chest, and he dropped, but then got up again like it was halftime. They shot him again and again, still breathing. Panicking, they beat him, tied him up, and threw him into a frozen river. When his body was recovered, there was water in his lungs, meaning Rasputin died by drowning. After all that, drowning. Look, it's not like Rasputin hasn't shown up in film or television, but how would a show focused on his story go? Well, from us here on the island, this would get a 7 out of 10 just because, it's our boss-ass legend, and why wouldn't we want to see that? Now, if they made a movie about him, I would just struggle to see the plot drive for this. So we'd give it a 4 out of 10 because with a series, it's shorter, but more time to explore things overall and doesn't need a single plot driving point because it can just keep going. But as a movie, it would just seem like a box office version of Ripley's Believe It or Not. Anyway, that's a wrap for this week's Entertainment and History Drop. And you can like and subscribe. And if you have any thoughts, drop a comment. And from Goat Island, this is the Big Ka Huzzi. We'll check you again.